Hi there, Matteo from Connecting Software here. Today we'll be discussing how to effectively manage documents associated with your records in Dynamics 365. Document management is a crucial aspect when it comes to storing files in your Dynamics 365 records. With the correct document management, you'll be able to take advantage of robust document management features such as version control and team collaboration offered by SharePoint. So, if you've ever wondered about these documents, then this video is for you. So let's see exactly how you would go about integrating SharePoint into your Dynamics 365 environment. Go into your Dynamics 365 dashboard and go to Settings here on the top right. Then find Advanced Settings. A quick note, if you can't find Advanced Settings, please check if you are logged in as a user with admin rights. Once you have found the Advanced Settings, you can go into Settings over here and choose Document Management under the System tab. Choose the option Enable Server-Based SharePoint Integration. On a wizard that will open, indicate if your SharePoint is online or on premises. The SharePoint integration can connect to both. It can even connect to multiple SharePoint sites, but they have to be either all online or all on premises. As we chose online in the previous step, we will now need to enter the URL of the SharePoint site that we want to use. Simply open the SharePoint site main page and copy the URL on top. The wizard will validate it when you click Next. Once the validation succeeds, you should see a validation succeeded message. You can click the Finish button at the bottom. Next, you will need to select which entities you want enabled for SharePoint folders. For this, go back to your document management screen and click on Document Management Settings. In this pop-up window, you can check for entities for which you anticipate that you're going to store documents for. Please also check in the field below indicating that the SharePoint site is correctly filled in. The SharePoint site will be used as the default site for document management. Once this is done, click Next. You can then define the folder structure. For this, you have three different options. First, you can choose not to check the Based on Entity checkbox, in which case, folders will be created in the root directory. If you do check the Based on Entity checkbox and choose Account, the structure will have Account as the primary folder and subfolders based on the record names will be created under it. On the other hand, if you check the Based on Entity checkbox but choose Contact, the structure will start with Contact as the primary folder and subfolders based on the record names will be created under it. Make your selection and click Next. You might have to wait a little at this point as the document libraries are going to be created now. Once that is done, you can click Finish. And success! The integration is now live. On the Dynamics 365 side, for the entities that you enabled, you will see the documents are stored in SharePoint. Let's have a look at a document created for a contact that is now stored on the SharePoint side. We'll start by looking at it on the Dynamics 365 side. You can open it normally, it's the same as clicking a link. On the SharePoint side, you can see the contact document library and then a folder for this specific contact. Then, the documents for it are stored inside. You can compare it with what you see in Dynamics. Enhancing your SharePoint experience. When you integrate Dynamics and SharePoint and start storing your documents in SharePoint, any SharePoint user is able to access any of these documents, so long as they have a link to the SharePoint folder. Not only is this bad practice for your business that leaves you open to a data breach, but also happens to be non-GDPR compliant. This is where CB Dynamics 365 to SharePoint Permissions Replicator comes in to solve the issue by automatically synchronizing Dynamics privileges and SharePoint's permissions, ensuring that only users with the appropriate privileges are able to access your organization's documents. Where CB Dynamics 365 to SharePoint Permissions Replicator protects the access to CRM documents, SharePoint Structure Creator gets those SharePoint documents neatly organized. We made the solution to give you more variants and options in addition to the default structure that Dynamics creates in SharePoint. Our product gives you a large range of presets to choose from, ranging from account name to month or year, but if none of our presets fit just right for your application, it is fully customizable using Lua scripts. Not only does this increase your team's productivity, but will also prevent you from reaching the unique permissions limits as your organization grows. This solution works well as a standalone or an add-on feature for CB Dynamics 365 to SharePoint Permissions Replicator. Even though your Dynamics 365 records are stored in SharePoint, attachments will still be stored in Dynamics 365 or the Dataverse. This is where CB Dynamics 365 Seamless Attachment Extractor comes in to not only reduce storage costs but also allow for the highest level of security when paired with CB Dynamics 365 to SharePoint Permissions Replicator. CB Blockchain Seal allows for on-demand automatic sealing and verification of documents that are stored within a document system. It starts with a file or a folder that is selected to be sealed. If it's a file, then each file is read by the application and a hash is computed from the content of the file. If it's a folder, then each file in that folder is read by the application and a hash is computed from it. The application then sends the computed hash to the CB Digital Port of Trust, which then writes the hash into the blockchain and stores the hash along with the seal so that the file could be verified when required. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you find anything interesting, feel free to have a look at our site or book a meeting with us today.